Ethiopian Airlines emerged core investor in Nigeria's proposed national carrier Nigeria Air last year. This was against the backdrop of it becoming the preferred bidder for the carrier. Operators of local airlines had taken the matter to court, and the court gave an interim injunction that the national carrier's takeoff be stopped. There, however, seems to be division amongst the operators, as two of them filed a counter motion opposing the earlier suit. At this stakeholders meeting, the aviation minister says negotiations are ongoing and the national carrier should be on board before the present administration takes its leave.
In our airlines, including the Nigerian Air Limited. So, where are we? Negotiation meetings with the Ethiopian Airlines Group Consortium and the Federal Government of Nigeria is ongoing. The next steps is Federal Executive Council approval of the full business case, and then the operations will commence local and international, and very soon. And before we leave this government, by special grace of God, it will happen.
The minister says significant progress has been made concerning the aviation sector roadmap. This covers areas of airport concessions, agro-allied terminals, the establishment of a maintenance, repairs and overhaul center, aviation leasing company, and Etropolis and Aerospace University.
But I've seen people talking about job loss in the concession agreement or arrangements, which I insisted there will not be a single job loss, and this is why. And those 1,000 people that are going to be working that may be affected, the arrangement is that the status quo remain for 2 years. Within 2 years of the taking over of the airports, the person who won the concession will discuss with the workers. Those that he thinks that he likes their job, he will give them the option.
Many of us have been here
for hours on end. Journalists were not allowed into the Banana Island estate. The location of the building collapsed. Estate security men and officials say work is going on in the site of the collapsed structure. Hence, visitors and construction workers were not allowed in, even if one has the entrance code. After waiting several hours and getting information in piecemeal, journalists moved in just to ensure they get the right and accurate information. After they were allowed into the estate and ultimately to the site of the collapsed building, journalists could see that work were ongoing to bring the rubble to ground zero.
You can see behind me, the forklift is at work, and of course, emergency responders are doing all they can. Earlier, within the building, within this area, we saw men of the standard organizations of Nigeria taking parts and pieces of the materials, possibly to go and have some tests. And of course, I'm aware that the members of the Lagos State Material Testing Agency are also here, and some other government agencies and emergency responders are here to ensure that they go to ground zero here.
We are going to carry out holistic investigations about what led to this. Not only that, we are going to do structural tests on all the structures in this compound. Again, you can see that we are using sophisticated equipment. We use Delta equipment to check whether there's anybody under the rubble. And the feedback we got was that there was no anybody under the rubble.
In 2013, the leadership of the National Assembly awarded the contract for a befitting permanent site for the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies as a parliamentary academic and research institution. The project was built to be delivered in 2 years, but 10 years on, the edifice located on 8.2 hectares of land remains about 90% completed. This visit by the Speaker is preparatory to President Muhammadu Buhari's planned commissioning of the edifice. Femi Gbajabiamila engages representatives of the construction company in a chat.
It means nothing to me.
The company insists the government reneged on its promise to pay 7.5 billion naira, which will enable it to complete the job. But the Speaker accuses the company of frustrating Mr. President's readiness to commission the project before leaving office on the 29th of May.
The 30 days is, for me, whatever the last time I was here 2 years ago, this place was at 95%. So even if they've moved the needle a little bit and it's at 98 now, 2% shouldn't be a problem in terms of completion in the next 30 days. I'm very disappointed that we're still at this stage. and that there's nobody working.
The Director General of NEEDS describes the company's reluctance to complete the job as disappointing.
This project has been on for years, and we got commitment from the contractor Judas Berger that once the liability on the project, as at 2 years ago, is settled, they will come back to sites. As of today, I can tell you that we are not owing Judas Berger.